The sound of roaring engines filled the air like thunder rolling down an empty highway. Dust rose around the leather-clad bikers as they pulled into the small diner off Route 27, a quiet pit stop in the middle of nowhere. The Hells Angels were not men anyone dared to approach. Their tattoos told stories of violence, their boots had walked through chaos, and their eyes were as sharp as knives. People usually crossed the street to avoid them. But that day, someone ran toward them, a little girl, no older than 8. Her face streaked with tears, her small hands trembling as she stumbled across the gravel parking lot. She could barely breathe between her sobs. "Please," she cried, her voice breaking through the heavy silence that fell over the gang. "Please help my mom, they're hurting her." Before we go further, if stories of courage, kindness, and redemption touch your heart, then please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel Everyday Heroes. Your support helps us share more true and powerful stories that restore faith in humanity. The bikers exchanged confused glances. Their leader, a tall, broad man with a gray beard and eyes that had seen too much, slowly removed his sunglasses. His name was Reed "Bear" Dawson. Once feared on the streets, Bear had buried his past beneath layers of guilt and gravel roads. But in that moment, seeing that little girl crying for her mother, something inside him cracked open, something human. He knelt to her level, his voice rough yet gentle. "Hey kiddo, slow down. What happened?" She wiped her tears with the back of her tiny hand. "My mom. Some men came, they said she owed money. They hit her, I ran away to find help." "Please, they'll kill her!" The men shifted uncomfortably. They weren't heroes. They were outlaws. Or at least that's what the world believed. But none of them could turn their backs on that child. Bear stood up, his leather jacket creaking as he turned toward his crew. "Boys," he said, his voice low but firm. "We ride." The engines roared to life, shattering the silence of the dusty town. The little girl sat on the back of Bear's Harley, gripping his vest tightly as they sped toward the rundown trailer park on the edge of town. Her small fingers clung to the patch that read, "Hells Angels. Forever, forever angels." When they arrived, they saw the door to a trailer kicked open, glass scattered on the ground. Inside, 2 men were shouting, one with a bottle in hand, the other holding a frightened woman by the arm. The woman was bruised, her hair tangled, her breath shallow. Bear didn't hesitate. He strode inside like a storm in leather boots. "Let her go," he growled. The taller of the 2 men sneered. "And who the hell are you supposed to be?" Bear took a step closer, his shadow swallowing the light. "The last man you want to mess with." A fight broke out, short, violent, and decisive. The bikers didn't use guns, only fists. Within seconds, the 2 men were on the ground whimpering. Bear looked down at them, his knuckles bleeding. "If you ever come near her again," he said, "you'll be begging for mercy you don't deserve." The men scrambled away, disappearing into the night. The little girl ran inside, throwing herself into her mother's arms. "Mommy," she cried, sobbing as her mother hugged her tightly. "I thought they were going to hurt you again." The woman, her name was Sarah, held her daughter close, tears streaming down her face. She looked up at Bear and whispered, "I don't know who you are, but thank you. Thank you for saving us." Bear took off his bandana and wiped the blood from his hand. "No need to thank us, Mem. Just take care of her." Sarah hesitated, then said softly, "You don't understand, I've been running from those men for months. They work for someone who gave me a loan when my husband died. I tried to pay them back, but the interest kept growing. I couldn't keep up. They said they'd take my daughter if I didn't pay." Bear's jaw clenched. He knew that kind of pain. Being trapped by a past mistake. He looked down at the little girl, who was staring up at him with big, grateful eyes. "You're safe now," he said quietly. "We'll make sure they never come near you again." That night, the Hells Angels stayed near the trailer park, posted up like silent guardians. They weren't there for trouble. They were there for protection. And for the first time in years, Bear felt something he hadn't in a long time: purpose. Over the next few days, they helped Sarah fix her broken door, repaired her old car, and even left an envelope on her kitchen table, stuffed with cash. Sarah found it and ran outside, crying, "I can't take this." Bear just smiled faintly. "It's not charity. It's just a little help from friends you didn't know you had." Sarah nodded, tears in her eyes. "You're not like people say," she whispered. Bear chuckled softly. "People say a lot of things. We just write our truth." Weeks passed. The town that once feared the bikers started to see them differently. They began helping out, fixing fences for widows, escorting school buses on rough roads, even donating toys to kids. It wasn't about reputation anymore. It was about redemption. And as for the little girl, her name was Lily. She would wave every time she saw the roar of engines echo down the road. Her favorite sound in the world wasn't silence anymore. It was the thunder of bikes, because it reminded her of the day angels came wearing leather and chains. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Everyday Heroes. Every click helps spread stories that prove compassion still exists, even in the most unexpected places. Years later, when Bear Dawson passed away, the funeral was filled not with bikers or outlaws, but with townsfolk, mothers and children who had once feared him. And standing at the front, clutching a single white rose, was Lily, now a grown woman, whispering a promise to the man who once saved her world. "Thank you for showing me," she said through tears, "that even angels can wear leather. The world often judges people by appearances, by the ink on their skin or the clothes they wear. But kindness isn't about image or reputation, it's about heart. Sometimes, the purest acts of love come from the most unexpected souls."